Hello, I'm Iron Phoenix and welcome to How Easy Is It to ... So this series is going to, hopefully, be aimed more at those games that are released and that the developer is adamant that various things can't be added, but really it is just laziness. And a lot of the stuff, at the moment, at this time, this is more aimed at the sort of Earth Year 2066 and Air Control kind of games. Sort of very, very, I wouldn't even say low budget, because they're not low budget, they're just crap, ultimately. And the developers have said things in the past, like Muxwell's, oh yeah, I've added a cursor for my first update. It's added a reticle. And then the second update, I've added a better reticle. I've added this day-night system. And day-night systems, yeah, it does take a little bit of work to get it right, but it's not something that you're going to spend 6 months over. It's going to be something that you'll spend a week over. So this series is basically for that. It's to see where we go. So I'm going to start off this episode just laying down an area for us to play with, essentially. And yeah, it's just a basic, sort of almost like a basic tutorial on Unity and its various little foibles. So I've pre-created some folders here. You just create a folder by just saying, hey, I want a folder. Let's call that models. So let's make another one, and let's make that sound. And in models, I need a materials folder. So I can put all my materials in there. And then to create a script, for example, you just do create JavaScript. Mouse lock, for example, and yeah, that's fairly simple. But say we want to actually create a terrain object, that's not too bad. So our main camera is about there. I've moved it a little bit, but this is what you get. You go to components, so a game object, create other, you can create a terrain, and it will just create you a terrain block that you can then scale up if you want to. Is it that one? Oh, it's not that one, hold on. It's, Or you can just create another one, it doesn't really matter. That is a vast area. Seriously, when you're out here like that, it doesn't really mean a lot. When you're getting into it, that is oh god, what was that about? Yeah, there we go. That is an absolutely vast area of map. That's probably far larger than what Muxwell had for his map. I know it might be about the same, because he might have had a playable area about the size of those few blocks in the centre. I'm not completely sure, but anyway. So that's our terrain down. And now let's just set this up so that we can move around on it. So in camera control we want a mouse look, and in character we want an FPS input controller, and it will just give you everything. So what the mouse look does is it allows you to look around with the mouse, and the FPS controller allows you to move backwards and forwards, and it gives you gravity and all that sort of stuff. It's a very, very quick and easy way of giving your character movement, but as you continue with the game you may actually want some more control, and at that point you might actually be looking at coding your own controllers, and yeah, I'm doing it like that. So let's jump in and I'll just show you that. So we can look around and we can move backwards and forwards, and we can jump. But we can't crouch. You have to code that in yourself. So yeah. Alright, let's see what else. So let's add a model. There should be some models in here somewhere. Big tree. This is how you put a model in. You just drag and drop it. and then you can zoom in on it. You can see it in all its glory. There you go, there's a tree on a field. Let's add some textures to this, make it look a little bit more interesting. Can I add a normal to that? I don't think there's any normals for that one. Add. There you go, there's some grass. Let's add another texture, shall we? Let's add grass and rock. Add. So with that we can just literally paint on our textures like so. And you've got all kinds of different brushes. You've got a star brush if you want to do it that way. You can just do that. It's incredibly simple to use. And that's why I like Unity. It's a simple engine to use. Everything that you want is kind of in it. So if you want to create a script, you can, because they've bundled in a package that allows you to do that. Let's finish this off with a suggestion from Hanging Bunny of the Steam page from Air Control. He suggested a few things that that I might like to cover, and one of those things was adding collision meshes. Now, adding collision meshes is very easy, and what I will do is in the second part of this, because I've got to do a couple of little bits. Actually, no, I might be able to. No, give me a sec. Here goes. What we have here is a pavement model that I made for. What did I make this for? Frozen Skies. And it's, as you can see, this is literally what it looks like when you get it out of Blender. Okay, so it's a blend file. So there are two things we need to do. The first thing we do, it kind of looks a little bit weird, like the shading is off, especially if we've got no light sources. That looks really weird. So what we're going to do is we are going to change normals to calculate, and that will calculate the normals, so it will actually look reasonable. So when we do things like add light sources and stuff, you'll actually get the shading properly. And the second thing we do is generate colliders. That's all you need to do to generate a collider. So now when we go in here, this has a collision mesh, and you'll actually be able to walk on top of it. And I will just show you the lighting thing as well. We need to add a light anyway. Game object, create other directional light. Let's give it a little bit of tinge. There we go. And let's give it some hard shadows. So that will actually show you the shadows. I just need to rotate that a little bit more, so we actually get the shadows off there. Directional lights, it doesn't really matter where you place them in the world, because it's like the skybox in Source. So yeah, and that's what it looks like in game. Kind of easy, really, and it begs the question why in Air Control there are several models which don't have collision meshes. They've been done the lazy way. Also, interesting fact, Unity does also support cloth physics, which again, why didn't they use cloth physics in for the curtains in Air Control rather than just using a model with no collision mesh? It's just lazy devs. So, thank you for watching. I hope this has been informative, and I hope there are going to be some more to come, especially as I want to look at things like locking the cursor to the centre of the screen. What else can we do? Maybe a little bit of rebinding controls even. Maybe some stuff in the options menu, showing you how to turn on AA or something along those lines. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting path to walk. So, anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you next time.